Hello, my name is Brooke, and my pronouns are they, she, and this is the TNTea podcast. This is where you'll get any type of teen talk, some celebrity gossip, and some information about the Rose's upcoming shows, and more. So get your teacups ready, because it's time for the TNTea podcast, honey. So, if y'all wanted to know what kind of tea I'm drinking, I'm currently drinking a citrus tea, because I'm a little bit fruity, if you know what I mean. So let's take a sip. She's iced, because I don't like hot tea very much. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about diversity and specifically queer representation in theater, because, you know, there's some work to do. And I'm currently just getting over COVID. So if I'm a little bit stuffy, a little bit scratchy, that's why. So don't mind me. So, as we all know, Broadway and theater in general likes to put up this front that they're very inclusive and they want people of all shapes, all sizes, all ethnicities, all sexualities, you know, in their shows, but the evidence shows that it's not really as inclusive as they want it to seem. That wasn't a sentence, but you know what I mean. Specifically, I wanted to bring up, this is kind of old tea, but I wanted to bring up the Jagged Little Pill incident and also the Hamilton incident. So Jagged Little Pill is a musical that I believe was on Broadway. I believe it closed. It originally was kind of praised for their inclusion, but as people started to dig a little bit deeper, there was a controversy surrounding the show, a kind of big one, surrounding the entirety of the show. So in the book of this musical, which is like the scripts, not the songs, there is a character, I don't remember the name of this character, who originally identified as non-binary in the off-Broadway run of the show. However, once it went to Broadway, they started casually changing Joe's the character of this. Joe's the character name. They sort of slowly began to change the pronouns from they, them to she, her, and Joe started to identify as a cis female in the book of the show. The showrunners claimed that they changed the gender identity of the character since the actress portraying Joe didn't identify as non-binary. Okay. Apparently, allegedly, the character of Joe was never explicitly labeled as non-binary. However, the character uses they, them pronouns, and their gender and their identity was invalidated by various people around them, among other narrative points. That's a quote. So, from a thing. So, this means many people labeled the character as non-binary, even though that label was never explicitly attached to the character in the show. T. Meaning that it was never explicitly written as non-binary, which in itself is kind of problematic because we need non-binary representation in theater. And having it so easily written out, it was kind of obviously a cop-out as like a, oh, what if we need to write that out? Oh, we just won't say it. So we'll just change the pronouns, easy money. You know what I mean? Seemed like a cop-out. However, there was marketing of this show that mentioned gender identity, but it just was casually removed as they went to Broadway. You know? Which just seems a little sus. Anyhow. So the creative team for the musical acknowledged this. They said, and I quote, "They also addressed the issue of casting, promising that the production has adopted practices that intentionally broaden hiring for all roles to artists of all gender identities. That includes ensuring all future casting is not only explicitly about Joe's gender journey, but will prioritize auditioning actors for the role who are on gender journeys or understand that experience personally, including artists who are non-binary, gender fluid, gender expansive, or otherwise fall under the trans community umbrella. This is not a bad statement, I do say. The PR person did a good job. But this should have just been done in the first place. I find that casting directors, especially on Broadway or in Hollywood, are so incredibly behind the times. Like, a lot of them are still stuck in, like, the 90s when making transphobic jokes is okay. And so they were just like, oh, it's fine. We'll just cast this person. Merg. You know what I mean? I don't know. I find it difficult to find a company to be genuine. That's just a me thing, though. Now let's talk about the Hamilton controversy, which isn't as big. But there was an actor in the ensemble of Hamilton. I believe this was 2019, 2020, right when... I don't remember what it was. And now I'm talking off my script, so you gotta bear with me. But there was an actor in the ensemble of Hamilton who identified as non-binary, and they specifically requested for them to have a non-binary dressing room so that they weren't with whatever their assigned gender at birth was, which I believe is a good practice. So, the production refused to give them this, which is dumb, in my opinion. So the actor who's playing King George, Rory O'Malley, there we go, offered them his dressing room, so they shared a dressing room for a while. I do not remember if they ever got a separate dressing room or if they quit the show. But I just wanted to discuss the more in general idea around that, which is, should non-binary people have separate dressing rooms in a theater setting? And I believe that answer is yes. To bring it back to the Rose does do this for their main stage productions. They ask how you identify and what dressing room you would prefer. And in Descendants specifically, they separated to whatever you identified with. That's how they separated the dressing rooms, which I believe is just, like, good practice. And more places should do this. They shouldn't just assume your gender. They should not just assume what you feel comfortable with. If you identify as non-binary, you might feel comfortable in the women's dressing room, which is something that I feel comfortable in. I feel comfortable in a women's dressing room. But if you identify as non-binary and you want to have your separate dressing room with more people who identify as non-binary, you should be given that. And I just find it dumb, for lack of a better term, that people aren't given that. And that's just something I wanted to bring to light, was that a lot of people who don't identify under the cis umbrella have problems with is dressing room situations. So I just wanted to bring to light that the Rose has good practice. I can't speak for any other theater in the Omaha area because I have not done a show there recently enough to speak on it. But I believe that other theaters, no matter if it's local, at your high school level, or if it's on Broadway, they should ask what you identify as, and they should allow you that privilege, that necessity of a dressing room that you feel comfortable in, because that's where you get dressed and where you hang out, and you should feel comfortable enough in your own dressing room, period. Yeah. Okay, so here's a little bit of celebrity gossip that I've been finding interesting lately. So the other day I opened Twitter, and, you know, as one does, and I saw that Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader are allegedly dating, which, girl, I find a little strange. Did Bill Hader get divorced? I thought he had a whole kid. Whole children, I thought. Which, if he got divorced, that's fine. I'm just not caught up on my Bill Hader-like situation. But they played siblings in Noelle a few years ago, which is allegedly where they met. Which, I don't know. I just find it a weird situation because Bill Hader is great. I love Bill Hader. He's incredibly talented. He's funny. He's great. I love him. But Anna Kendrick can do better. I'm sick and tired of straight couples that are this most gorgeous, godly-looking woman and some guy. Anna, I know she's allegedly kind of the worst, but she is gorgeous, and she deserves to be with someone, first of all, closer to her age. Right? Hold on. No, because I'm fact-checking that. I just got a text. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me take a look-see at their ages. Hold on. Bill Hader age. I look it up. He's 43. First of all, I look up Bill Hader, and it's Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick played siblings before dating. Praised each other. She's a great performer. Thank you, people.com. I'm gonna look up Anna Kendrick. Kendrick age. She's 36. So that's a 10-year age. No, it's not a 10-year age difference. He was 43. She's 36? Oh, man. My whole argument just went out the window. Okay. They're closer in age than I thought. So it's more okay. I guess she just looks really young. So, I just think it's a weird relationship. That's my entire thing. I just think it's strange. How do y'all feel about it? Let me know. Because I think it's weird. Okay, so that's all for our segment today. Be sure to tune in next month-ish for some more TNT content. If you enjoyed our discussion today, and even if you didn't, please make sure to check out the Rose's upcoming production of Pride Players on February 3rd and 5th at 7 p.m. and on February 6th at 4:30 p.m. There's going to be more discussion of queer issues, a lot of queer-friendly activities, and resources for audience members. And it'll be really good. It's been going on forever, and it's always incredible. So yeah, you've just been TNT, honey.